Okay, hey guys, and welcome to our masterclass, which we are so excited to present to you. I'm Kristen Werner.
I'm Mia Steele.
And we are the co-founders of the Digital Hive Hub. So today we wanted to take you through something what we believe is probably one of the hardest things we know in this online space to be, and that is to get over our own mindset and really own this space online. And so for the next 60 minutes, what we're hoping to do is really allow you to gain clarity so that you can take action in whatever your online journey looks like. So let's get into it, I suppose.
Do it.
Oh, hang on.
Bear with us.
There we go.
Right.
Okay, so you want to go, Mia? Take it away.
Yeah, if you're any one of these people, which I'm sure you must be if you're watching this webinar, if you felt like you've bought a course and you don't understand it, you're feeling overwhelmed, you've got all these doubts and imposter syndrome coming through, and you're sort of a bit scared of jumping into something new, this is the place for you to be. We're going to go through so many things that are going to help you on this journey. I'm going to take over, Kristen.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, because as I was reading through these, and as we put them into this presentation, the biggest thing that came through was the fact that these are all the exact wording of messages that we receive in our DMs, in emails, inside the Digital Hive Hub. So people are saying these exact things to us. So we're not making this stuff up. We know where people are at right now. So if you feel any of these feelings, you're not alone. And that's exactly why we've decided to create a webinar for you so that you can kind of understand that there is a way through this storm, I suppose, sometimes it can feel like online. So yeah, I suppose over the next 60 minutes, what we really want to do is ensure that you have something to take away with you and that you can learn something in this time, because we know your time is present is precious. We're busy mums, the kids, mine are at school, and Mia has sick kids hid somewhere with TVs and parents. But we understand all those pressures. So for us, it's really important that you can take action after watching this and gain some kind of clarity. So we are going to walk through understanding your ideal customer, which is absolutely paramount in this whole process of your online journey. And from understanding your ideal customer, then the next step becomes a little bit easier, which is creating content that clearly connects with that ideal customer and speaks directly to them, which in turn moves into our next and third point that we really want to help you with today, which is 3 different ways you can monetize that content so that you kind of get yourself a full little story here today and can take action on any of these things, all of these things, or one of these things after you have sat with us for the 60 minutes today.
Yep. And we're going to touch on the training is not for you if you want those quick wins. You don't understand that there's a lot of work that goes into this. Nothing happens overnight. And if you sort of think you know it all and you've got it all figured out, then probably don't waste your time watching this whole thing. But hopefully if you are open to new things and want to learn new things, then yeah, spend the time with us today.
And I think probably one of the things that Mia and I have spoken about so many times is the amount of webinars we have been on as separately in our careers so far, and the amount of times that you're watching it and you're intently watching it, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking, okay, so how much is this all going to cost? And am I going to be able to pay for it? And is there going to be a catch? And is there going to be an upsell? And, I think what we wanted to do is make it clear as day what we are here for. And that is to tell you guys about the Digital Hive Hub. And so if we can kind of let you know exactly what the Digital Hive Hub is about, how much it costs, why we love it, and then you're able to just to kind of go, okay, cool, that's great. Now you can step into a phase of actually learning through this webinar, and then we'll touch on this stuff more towards the end, which I hope you value. And, we had some conversations about whether we thought this was the right idea or not. And then both of us thought, we're busy mums. I think we both agreed that the amount of webinars we've watched that have gone, okay, just tell me how much it is. And then I've actually gone back and rewatched that webinar, because now I can take it in knowing either if it's for me, if it's affordable, if it's something that I like. It just, I don't know, we just thought we'd be transparent. It's who we are.
And we're hiding nothing here. There's no secret upsells or any of that sort of stuff going on. This is just what it is.
So yeah, it's $99 a month, Australian dollars a month. We do have an affiliate program, which we are so proud of. So it's 40% commission that you're able to earn if you feel you want to share this incredible community with people. But now you kind of know that. We're going to skip to the educational part and touch back on this, do a full loop and come back to this at the end.
Yep.
So I suppose the biggest thing, and the quote that we absolutely love, is nothing changes if nothing changes. And that is true to so many things in our life. So if nothing changes with your online journey and you don't do the hard work and put in the hours and the effort that it does take, nothing's going to change. And unfortunately, that's kind of just a fact. So let's start changing something.
Yep, let's get into it. So for me, I have been trying to make money online for over 5 years. You know, I've had all these good ideas. As you can see, a few of my businesses here. I had the idea, I had the motivation, I had the drive, I did the hard work, I put in all the hours, but I skipped all that foundational stuff, all that hard stuff at the start about why are you doing this, your purpose, who is your target audience, who are you actually speaking to. So a lot of my businesses ended up failing because I was speaking to everyone. I thought that talking to everyone was going to get more sales. I didn't really want to niche down and just talk to one particular person. But by talking to everyone, I was talking to no one. And it wasn't until I figured that stuff out that I started to make a good amount of money online and started to grow a following and was getting results. And in 12 months, you know, I earned over 6 figures because I started to do that foundational work that I didn't do with all my other businesses. And in turn, they failed, even though they were good ideas. So that brings us to the next slide. When we talk to everyone, we're actually talking to no one.
I think once you actually allow yourself to feel comfortable in this idea, that's when you become a magnet for your ideal audience. Because like Mia said, when you are talking to everybody, you're put in this big pool, but the second you can narrow it down and you speak specifically to the person that is intended, that you're intended for, that you are there to help, then your content and the way you show up online completely transforms. And it's actually really magnetic and magical.
Yeah, and you're not going to lose out on money if you're just talking to a small amount of people. You're actually going to make more money by doing that.
And I suppose quickly, because as Misa was telling her story, I was like, we didn't really properly introduce ourselves and we won't go into it very deeply, but we didn't actually put that in there. So really quickly, I'm Kristen Werner and I have 20 years in brand and marketing. I started as a graphic designer. I moved into brand marketing campaigns for a very large corporation, was made redundant. And then from there, I moved into building my own online business. And I've been doing that for 10 years now. So as well as building an online business, we have a wedding venue, which is a bespoke wedding venue. So it's not all the time, it's just in seasonal times. And that's kind of my journey, but my passion and my purpose lies behind helping people understand the power of their brand, both personal and their business brand, to really elevate and make yourself magnetic online. So that's my little story and why I love doing what I do is to work with entrepreneurs like yourself.
Yeah, and Kristen's fantastic. I've learnt so much from Kristen already. But my name's Mia. You probably know me from TikTok if you're on this webinar. But I'm a nurse and a paramedic by trade. I did that for many, many years. But when I had kids, you know, it's just that sort of determination inside you that you just don't want to go back to work. You want to be at home with your babies. So I was on this mission to create a business online so I could be my own boss. And like I said before, I tried all these different models, all these different ideas, but it wasn't until I found, you know, user-generated content, I started to make some money with that. And then I fell into affiliate marketing and really found what was working for me. And, you know, by helping other people online, it just turned into this fabulous income. Before I knew it, I had made 6 figures in under 12 months. And I just had so much fun and joy getting on TikTok and teaching and inspiring other people to do the same.
I think that's like what's so cool about this journey and what then Mia and I have created with the Digital Hive Hub is from the separate backgrounds we come from, all we could see was happening online and certainly on TikTok, but on social media in general, is people missing this really amazingly massive chunk of the whole story, which is really digging down into these parts that we're going to take you through today. Now, inside the Digital Hive Hub, we go much further and we go into your why and we take you even deeper. But right now, we're going to take you to stuff that we know from what we've done and the people inside the hub, what we talk to them and our own customers that we talk to, that is the biggest problems. And so we want to kind of go, okay, well, here's some tools so that you can start your journey in successfully, I suppose, if you're in that phase of overwhelm and confusion and you don't really know where to go. So the first and foremost is understanding your ideal customer. Now, you might hear this online, you might hear people talking about it, and you might think to yourself, okay, that's great. Why? Well, the reason that we need to know our ideal customer is we need to speak directly to someone. Like Mia was saying before, when we're talking to everybody, we're talking to nobody. So as soon as we start to understand our ideal customer, our marketing becomes personalized. And that's where we see growth and conversion and clarity, even with our own content and the people that we're actually trying to speak to. So for us, this is one of the things that we've got inside the Digital Hive Hub is a workbook for people to go through, as well as a little session to go through to really understand this stuff. But today we're going to take you through it so that you can leave today, like we said, with an understanding to walk into. If you want to apply it this afternoon, you can. So first and foremost, is that how you say it? Your ideal customer is someone that you know very, very well. My sneaking suspicion is you know them very, very well. And this is something that I know from experience. I also know from my years of marketing that this can be an area that people sometimes don't go to this person because they kind of think, oh no, that's too obvious. That surely couldn't be right. Well, your ideal customer is quite often you. Now that might be like, yo, I don't really understand that. And I know even as myself, as a marketer, when I've tried to create this ideal customer myself, I've gone into like trying to create them and think who they are and really get into that person and feel them. And then all of a sudden I'm like, this is actually sounding a lot like me. And it wasn't until a few years ago that I allowed that person to be me and started to talk directly to me. And the power of this will completely change the way that you show up online each and every time. And we're about to show you exactly why that is.
Yeah, super important.
So I think the biggest part is when you know who your ideal customer is, and let's say that ideal customer, you're like, okay, maybe that is me. So the point of understanding them and the point of doing this deeper work is we need to know exactly where they're at now, because when we speak to our ideal customer, we need to meet them where they're at. So quite often we see online people talking to their ideal customer and they're meeting them here. You know, they're meeting them at the part of the journey that you're at. So if you're doing creating a digital course, or you're doing affiliate marketing, or you're doing coaching, or whatever that is, you kind of start speaking to them right up here, right up front, where you are personally at. Where the key to really good marketing and the key to knowing your ideal audience is realizing that they're right back here. They're right back at that point where they feel confused. They feel lost. They are looking for somebody to guide them. And that is where you need to meet them at and start talking to them there, because you have to take them on that journey. And we were just saying before, it's a transformation. You're taking them from here, where they are on this journey that is never linear, all the way to that transformation where they can go using your content, using your story, using your product or service to actually get them there.
Yeah.
And so
in my sort of example, like with my affiliate marketing journey, I sort of did the journey to speak to myself as I was going, but it wasn't until I got sort of to the point where I was actually talking to my old self and teaching her what I know now that my journey started to get really good and start taking off, because I was talking to that person who I used to be through my journey and teaching that person what I'd done, how I did it, how I got there, all that sort of stuff. So
I think that's really important, because the amount of clients that we've spoken to that haven't really identified that person might be them, and they're sharing with us the struggles that they have right now and saying, oh, I needed, when I did this, I needed, X, Y, Z. And we're like, okay, well, share that story. So now go back to that version of you and you create a lead magnet that answers that exact thing you just told us. Because you're solving the problem of that person that you were, the struggles they were in, and so forth. So feel free to pause this and do whatever you need to do to grab these questions, because in the slides, we'll kind of flesh out a little bit in a minute how to go through this. But it's really important that you write these questions down and then actually do the work. Like we said at the start, if you're just here to consume this and keep going and thanks for coming, that's great. Cool, you do you. But if you want to do this well and you want success, do the hard work. Because the people that are successful are doing the hard work. And, you know, if you see the people online that are just throwing out their success, we're talking about success for the long term. Short-term success, sometimes it's easier, but long-term success and the success that I believe, well, we believe that you want if you're here today is the kind of success that takes you from going to your 9 to 5 or, you know, trying to find more work to, you know what, creating a sustainable business online for the longevity. And I think that for us is what we're really passionate about.
Yeah, and having consistent results, not just things, you know, of course you might get wins here and there, but it's this long-term consistent results that we want you to get. And just a thought that came to me before is when you're talking to your, you know, your prior self, sometimes it's hard to forget because once you get over a hurdle, then you're looking to the next thing and the next problem to solve. But really, you've got to remember who your target audience, because they're still way back here and you're looking this way and you want to create more problems for yourself and solve them. But you just got to keep going back to that.
Yeah, that's right. And
yourself.
You know, we put up here, how do you build trust with them? And this is how you build trust with an online audience. Well, with any kind of customer really, but with an online audience is you build trust by showing that you understand where they are. You're meeting them where they're at. And then you're saying, you know what, I understand where you are. And here's something that's going to help you. Here's something that helped me. So you're really building that trust with them. So just if we go back to the thinking about the fact of like, think about the now. How are they thinking? How are they feeling? And what are they doing right now? And this is where, again, do the hard work. So right now, potentially, you know, we've kind of based this off our ideal customer. So right now, what are they thinking? She is thinking, potentially she, but we do work with men as well, but they are thinking, I can't do this. It's too hard. I'm stupid. Other people can do this so much better. I won't be good enough. Like she's having these thoughts. So how is she feeling? She's feeling frustrated, confused, overwhelmed, lost, stuck, scattered, alone. You might feel all of these things too. And if you do, then we've done our job, because trust me, Mia and I have felt these things. So we know.
Multiple times.
And our community are telling us these things daily. Our DMs are full with people saying, I feel so stuck right now and I think I might give up.
Yep.
You know, so if we start speaking directly to that person that's saying, I might give up, we're going to resonate so much more than if we come in and go, oh, I think they might be struggling. No, you need to know, you need to ask them, whether you reach out and ask them, whether you go back to who you are and think about how you felt. So what are they doing or not doing? They're procrastinating. They're Googling all the how-to things. They're just like soaking in the free information like nothing else, and they're consuming more than they're creating. And I think Mia will agree that like that's one of the biggest things as an entrepreneur and a content creator, one of our worst enemies.
Yeah, just continual learning and not actually taking action, just like so much consumption that it can be detrimental.
It's good and bad. It's just knowing when to stop and start creating. So they're also in this, you want to also understand how it's making them in their broader atmosphere of their life. So, for example, as a mother, I know that we've both felt this. You feel frustrated, you feel lost and alone. There's also this, like, you feel a little bit unseen. And with that, I think it's more like you want to do something big and you know you can do it, but you're just trying to find the time and you don't feel like maybe your family understands. You're not present with the kids as much because you want this so badly. And so, you know, that's how she's feeling in her life right now. So having all that in mind and being able to talk to those pain points, then we might move into, okay, now imagine I start working with them. Imagine my content helps them. Imagine my product or service can help them. How are they going to feel now from seeing your TikTok, from being in your community, from getting your digital download, from grabbing the affiliate link that you recommended because it helped you? So now they're thinking, I'm not alone. And especially in our community, again, we go back to this. We want our digital hivers to feel like they're not alone. They're grateful that they can do anything they put their mind to, that it's easier that it's simplified, that there's a community to support them. And so then they're feeling more clear, happy, in control, relieved, excited. Now, in your messaging, whether that be in a video, whether that be in a coaching call, whether that be in a digital product, a free lead magnet, use these words, use those feelings, because that is how somebody is feeling. So use them. Like, what are they doing now? They've slowed down a bit because they can see that they know how to take action. They are tuning into how they feel. They're switching off all the noise and having more fun because they know that they've got this community support. And that means that within their family, they're now happier. They feel clearer. They've got boundaries so that they can have that easier kind of home, family life, working life. And sometimes that just makes them feel more than just a mum. And that's sometimes all that it can take, is that little bit of excitement that they've got something powerful to use. So that, I think, is a really important process to do the work with. And another thing that we would really encourage you to do is try something that's called an I help statement, because now you've done that work to understand that ideal customer, understand who the past you was. Now it's looking at, okay, if I create this statement, it's kind of a little foundation thing that you can keep turning back to. And it's basically, I help, and then you insert your ideal customer, go from feeling, and you insert how they are feeling, to how they're feeling now. And then you can also add so that they can grow their business online, so that they can lose 10 kilos, whatever your industry is. And I think Mia and I touched on this before because it's not in this presentation, but if you've heard the word niche flying around, it's more important that you understand your ideal customer and then look at your niche, because your ideal customer will drive your niche. Like, for example, we might look at our ideal customer being more of the mum entrepreneur, somebody that's really looking to start this online business journey. So that's our target audience. Especially, but our niche isn't just mums. You know, we need to kind of keep narrowing down who it is. If we're talking to mums, we're not talking to all the mums. We're talking to mums who want to start a business. We're not talking to mums that want to go back to work and want to just do a small side hustle that doesn't really matter. It's just to feel a passion. We're really talking to mums that want to build a business online. So that's starting to niche down and talking to a specific kind of audience. So don't worry about the word niche as much. Think about your target audience, who you're talking to, and then build your brand and your personal brand around having that conversation to then know your niche from there.
Because you're going to be talking to that person for a long time if you want longevity. So if you can't talk to that person for very long, then you need to, find a different person.
And so I think what's really important is the reason that we wanted to take you through understanding your ideal audience is so that you can get clearer on the content that you actually want to create. Because if we understand, like we said, that ideal audience, it makes it easier to create the content. And so, like Mia, when you mentioned your journey before, is that the kind of point when you found your ideal audience that this content creation became easier?
Yeah, so much easier, because I knew who I was talking to. I was talking to the old me, and I knew her well. I knew where she was. I knew what she wanted. I knew her struggles. And creating content was just like second nature, because I was just teaching her what I knew and the solutions that I'd found. So yeah, I can easily jump on TikTok and bang out a heap of content with ease because I know who I'm talking to. So it makes it so much easier.
Yeah, and I think that's such an important part of this whole process as we talk through now how to actually create content that's going to convert that ideal customer from someone that's just scrolling to someone that starts following to someone that starts commenting to someone that starts grabbing a lead magnet. So, I think one thing that we've had conversations about is like, who's bought a course or who's bought a blueprint or an affiliate program or, joined a mastermind or something like that, sometimes your first thing that comes into your mind is, how can I make money from this? And you know, in an online space, and certainly in this space, and from the communities that we kind of are surrounded with and are looking at, is that first question is, okay, I'm going to buy the thing, and then how do I make money from it? Which I think I think that's a fair thing to say. Like, you want to make money.
Yeah, everyone wants to make money, and a lot of people think that's what their why is. Well, I want to be financially free. That's why I'm doing this.
And I think, like, you know, that's the first thing that comes to mind. But what we want to do is ask you to reframe that question. So instead of thinking, how can I make money from this? So your first thought is like, I bought that, right? How can I make money? Let's switch that. And we want to switch that to, how can this help my ideal customer?
Yep.
Now, I wish I could speak to you all now, but I think I'd be really interested in how that question makes you feel different. So, like, you know, I suppose me, I'm like, if you said, okay, how can I make money from this? And then you reframe it to, okay, how can this help my ideal customer? Can you put like a feeling on the difference in that question for you?
Well, it comes down to trust. You know, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And if you can tell that they're just, you know, want to make a quick buck, but if someone's trying to help you and give you a solution to your problems, you're going to be more drawn to that, and more drawn to that person, and be, you know, have that sort of ongoing relationship and connection with them if you know that they're actually here to try and help you. Yes, they'll make money along the way, but you can trust them that what they're selling and what they're providing you is going to be a solution.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, one of the things that hopefully, if nothing else from this webinar, what you guys can take from this is the fact that at the end of the day, how can you help your ideal customer? What do you know that's going to help them? Because that's where the authentic online tone of voice, personal brand, all of that comes from, that, like Mia said, builds trust. So now if you think, okay, I bought a course, or I've got this great affiliate program that I align with, but how's it going to help the version of me as your ideal customer? How is it going to help them? And then you're creating content around how's it going to help them to potentially sell them this. That's a very different type of marketing, a different type of communication that is far more powerful.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, the conversations that we've had, certainly, and something that I am incredibly passionate about, is that this is the part that you don't really want to fuck around with. Like, you just want to get in and really understand your messaging, understand your ideal customer, understand why you're doing this, because this is the part that will make the difference between somebody buying your course or somebody else's, buying your affiliate link to somebody else's, buying your digital product to somebody else's. It's the messaging. It's the connection that they've got with you. So, you know, you've got to start thinking about what do they need, and what are they actually saying that you can help them with? What are their struggles? Where can you help? And that's the part that I think, if you can get the clarity around that part, that is where you become the expert in that space, the go-to person. You know, even when Mia and I first connected, she was the first person that I'd really heard about affiliate marketing from. I mean, I've done it in my business on a really passive scale that I've just always added into my business when I've thought about an affiliate program or whatever. But she was the first person that she absolutely gained my trust in, like, okay, she knows what she's talking about. And then, you know, obviously we've since formed a partnership in what this is, but, you know, she had the ability to take me from curiosity to, okay, how is this actually possible? And from somebody that, like, technically I should know this shit, right? But it was confusing. It was quite overwhelming to think of the larger scale. So, you know, that's what I think you did such an amazing job of, is actually taking people through that process and building that trust to be an authority in the space.
And it takes time. It took a lot of time, like, and consistently, you know, doing all this content. It just doesn't happen like that. You don't buy a course and then make money. It doesn't happen like that. You've got to build that trust, build that relationship with your audience, and actually serve them, give them value, provide solutions to their problems. And then, it can definitely grow from there.
Yeah. So you can keep going.
Yeah, so how did I build all that know, like, and trust? Again, it took time. I sort of built an audience before I even purchased a course, and I sort of took my audience on that journey. But I think that journey type content, I gained some interest because people wanted to see how I went. They wanted to see what I was doing, the ups and the downs, because I was just completely transparent. And I wasn't actually selling to my audience. I was sharing what I was doing and leading by example, not saying, here, you should buy this because this, and this. It was like, well, I bought this and this is what I'm doing and this is the results that I'm having, and, you know, this is what's going on with me. And through that, people sort of could see that I was transparent and authentic, and basically just sharing products that I genuinely used and loved. And people could see that I was using them in my business, and that's how I was getting, you know, further on in my journey. So they got that sort of trust that, okay, this girl knows what she's doing now, and she's sort of teaching us how she did it. And it was just consistently showing up and connecting with the audience in a way that I wasn't here to sell to them. I was just bringing them on my journey, and also teaching my prior self, you know, what I'd learned, and just providing that information, always serving. All my TikToks are genuinely trying to help people. And another part that comes into it is, you know, forming those connections with your audience, not just treating them as another number, but if they comment, if they message you, if they email you, just continually serve them. It does take a lot of time and effort, and, you know, but if you just completely cut off to your audience, you're just there to make a buck, then you're going to really struggle.
Yeah, and I think, you know, part of that is also giving the free information, like give away your stuff for free, because people find it very hard to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. So it's not like if you're giving free content, they're not ever going to come and pay for it if you do coaching or an online course or something. It just means that they trust you. Like you say, you've built that trust. So I think that's important to remember as well.
Yeah, and it takes time. It really does.
So we put here, what about dinner and a movie? Because I think your content needs to be like this. Like it's way more than just, you know, you'll see certainly on TikTok, but really any social media, you know, that hook, you must have a hook, you must have a hook, you must have a hook. Well, that's great. If you hook someone in and then you give them nothing,
you got to keep them
stick around. So you need dinner and a movie.
So yeah.
And so
like providing that, but like, yes, you got to hook them in. It's part of TikTok. TikTok is fast moving. There's content everywhere. You've got to catch your audience's attention. But when you've got that, it's that value, that education, that, you know, relationship building that really needs to be the juicy stuff inside. And, you know, your call to action is, yeah, here's the solution. Here's how you get the solution.
Yeah, and I think, you know, what is important, you know, like the idea of a dinner and a movie is like the hook's like the invitation, and then the value add is keeping them there, having a conversation, and then the call to action is like, okay, well, maybe see you again. Like it's, so it's, you know, to think about it that way instead of just the hook all the time, we see as such a value add.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's always going back to kind of like, who do you help? So if we go back to that younger self, that version of you, your ideal customer, it's around really understanding them. So you know, let's say that you get them now. You're like, okay, great, Mary Kristen, totally understand what you're saying. I understand that person. So now it's starting to create content around what you're helping them with. So identifying what affiliate course you might like to align with, identifying what digital product you want to create, or course that you want to either create yourself or align with, or even, you know, coaching one-on-one and things like that. What is it that you can help them with? And start to bring that into your content in general, and start to think about then, well, what can I create to actually help them? And one of this little diagram that we've got here is basically to kind of say, this is like their pressure point, their pain point, if you will. And it's kind of taking them from that pain point and that overwhelm, that type of feeling, into like your solution. It's this full circle. So this needs to be kind of your hook here, their pain point. What are they feeling? And it takes them into a bit of a solution that solves their problem. So it's that ever kind of flowing circle. And it might be that these are just some different ideas we've added here in terms of you might be working, mums wanting to work with newborns, or women, you want to help women lose weight, or create courses for content creators, or affiliate beginners of affiliate marketing, wanting to help them make money, or whatever that is. Think about that problem they're in, sitting here in this phase, and how you're going to help them through that problem to kind of close out that circle.
Yeah.
And this goes back to when we went through at the start of the webinar, and we talked through understanding where they're at right now and how they're feeling. So it's understanding that you're taking them from somewhere. So they're going from how they're feeling right now. If they're feeling confused about X, Y, and Z, if they're exhausted, if they're tired, if they're wishing they had the answers to something. So understanding, yes, what they're feeling, but what's going to help them in that moment, and talking them through how your product or service is going to help them get to a solution, or go through that transformational phase where they go from feeling like that to potentially downloading your lead magnet, and all of a sudden, oh, they've got a solution. Oh, that feels better. So thinking about that whole journey.
Yep, goes full circle.
And that means, when you're creating a TikTok, or when you're creating social media content, think about that before you even start the recording. Like, I think Mary and I have spoken about the fact that we're not mad planners when it comes to planning content. But hopefully that's because we know our ideal customer that well, that we kind of know what she might want in that moment. But it's still, before I create a TikTok, I always think to myself, okay, how is this going to help? So that in my mind, I'm not just spilling beans on, I know it's overwhelming and it's really difficult and it's really hard. And, I have tough days too.
Yeah.
I don't ever leave people in a state of like, oh, okay, that's a nice story. I always like to kind of go, certainly with a mum, like, I'm a mum, I'm having a really tricky day. It's horrible. It's overwhelming. I spent the entire day crying in the pantry. But then I always come in with, but what helps me in this situation is, and giving them that solution-based content.
Yeah, you're provoking a feeling in them. You're connecting with them through that pain point. But then, you're not just leaving them hanging. You're like, well, this is what I did and worked really well.
And I think that's key, is that provoking that feeling. Like, good content makes you feel something.
Yeah, and it also comes down to followers too. Like, if you've got a lot of those types of videos, people will want to follow you because they'll want to come back for more. They know that you bring value all the time. But if you just do that once off here and there, people might save your video, but they won't follow you. They'll just keep scrolling. So,
and even putting out a question, like the call to action being, this is how you might say, yes, I'm a mum, I'm tired, I've had a really crappy day, this is what I do to help. But your call to action might also be, let me know in the comments if you've got any suggestions of what gets you out of this situation. And then you're sparking conversation, and you're helping your followers, one, engage with you, and two, think about what they do in that situation, which is, again, a value add that sometimes goes unnoticed.
Yeah. And you can create more content based on their questions as well and their struggles.
Which is a really great point, because then they become, again, if they're your ideal customer, they're telling you what they need or asking you a question that then, like Mia says, you go and create content about. So it's like this massive value add.
Or you go and create a solution for that particular problem as well. So.
Exactly. And so, with your TikTok videos and your content online, it's trying to get into their heads in a way that is really listening to them. Again, you're going back to that ideal customer. And this is why this webinar is so important, because as you'll see, this entire webinar is based on the fact that if you don't do one, it's hard to do two, it's really hard to do three, which is, if you don't know your ideal customer, how are you going to talk to them? How are you going to make money? So that's why we've put this together, so that you can take action after this. So again, just reading through this yourself, but really going back to getting in their heads, understanding them, and creating content that solves their problem or gives them a solution or gives them a pep up or whatever it might be. You know your ideal customer, now get into their head. And all of this is basically, we've just said, like a transformational process. So how are you helping them? What is kind of their problem, the problem that you're trying to solve right now? Like, how are you going to help them? And then that hook is the problem that you're helping them with. And then it just kind of keeps them in your atmosphere. If you're doing the right call to action, they're leaving you comments. So again, then you go back to, okay, that was a great comment. Now I'm going to go back to this whole idea of just keeping them in this kind of loop. So I hope that that makes sense and illustrates a little bit around how to make really good content for video online, especially in a space like TikTok.
Definitely.
I feel like ChatGPT should be illegal. I'm a UGC.
I'll pause it now.
Let's publish and pin.
They're going to go at the same time. So we've just grabbed a couple of our videos that we feel have worked really well in a content space, from the comments they've got, the saves they've got, the likes they've got, and all that, just to show you what a good content video could be. So for example, I'll talk about mine, then Mia can jump to hers. But mine was, this one is a video around Pinterest that got like 35,000 views. I did it early one morning when I was working. I'm in my PJs, totally classy. But it shows a how-to. So
I head into Tailwind, and here are all my different designs, 10 different cover shots for one piece of content. I go down here and choose the boards that I want them to go in. Then I do some research to find SEO-friendly heading. What is my ideal customer searching for? All of these things. So I drop these keywords into ClickUps, where I have several different options for headings and titles that I can copy and paste right into here. That way I can mix and match all my different headings and content. I add my link that I want it to link back to. Then I'm going to schedule it for about between 4 to 7 days.
So for example, with that piece of content, my ideal customer, well, one of my ideal customers, they want to know Pinterest. But Pinterest is a rolling beast. So I created a short form piece of content that shows them how to do it if they want to do it right then. But the call to action is then to lead them to a lead magnet that I've got that's much bigger, so that then they go, oh, that was a super helpful video. They've left heaps of questions, and then they can go and grab the lead magnet from that piece of content. So again, it's leading them in that loop.
So with mine's a very random one. It's always the ones that you look horrible and you haven't put much effort into. But this one got 39,000 views and 1.2 saves. So with mine, it was like an example of a strong hook, like a little bit controversial. The hook sort of got people to keep watching, but I actually provided a solution to a problem that content creators might have. You know, writing scripts, it takes ages. It's, you know, it can be a bit tricky, but I found this solution and I shared it with my audience, and sort of people were intrigued to know more about it. So it got some really good engagement. So have a quick look at that.
I feel like ChatGPT should be illegal. I'm a UGC creator and I just scripted and voice recorded 4 videos in like half an hour. I did not have to think about what I was going to script. I didn't have to think about anything. I asked it to do a UGC script and I put the link of the product into the prompt, and it spat out all of the unique selling points, catchy hook, call to action, everything by itself. I just asked it a couple more questions like, could you rephrase that using this USP? Then I said, could you rephrase that so it's only 30 seconds? It has just saved me so much time, and the script is better than anything I could have written. This cannot be free for that long. Seriously, it can't be. I'm blown away every time I use it.
So we all know how great ChatGPT is. It's a very helpful tool. And if you didn't know about that and you saw that video, you might be like, oh, okay, I might try that. And that might be a helpful solution to this script writing issue that I have.
I think that's, to the point, a great example of like knowing your ideal customer, where they're at. They're either starting on their UGC journey or they're in the middle of it. They're time poor. So it's kind of answering those problems. And like, we could do a whole thing on ChatGPT, which we probably will in the Hive. So that's fine.
Yes, we will.
Do you want to continue?
Yeah, so we've talked about who your ideal customer is and, who you're talking to, and you've got that in your head now, and, you've got a nice juicy free lead magnet, but how are you going to start making money online? So we've got 3 ways that you can start and scale with making money online. So obviously there's affiliate marketing and, finding that right affiliate marketing program. But you can also monetize your skills through coaching, selling your skills as a service, and also creating your own digital products, whether that be downloads, courses, all that sort of stuff. But if you haven't done all that stuff that we've talked about in the beginning, this sort of stuff just doesn't work. It might work for a little while, but you're going to become stuck, and then you'll just be going round and round in circles trying to make it work when really you've had to do all of that stuff. And once you do that stuff, it's like a light bulb and things just start to work. So super hard if you don't do that hard stuff first.
And one thing that you may have heard online, you may not, you may be in the start of this journey, but email lists don't matter. Said no one ever.
If only I had known about email lists 5 years ago. Oh my God.
Hey, even if I, like, the same thing, I didn't understand the true value of them until probably about 5 years ago or so. And I kind of, because I personally, email marketing, if I don't enjoy reading the email, I won't read it, which also tells you another thing around creating good content that matters.
Yeah. And content's not just your TikToks, it's everything else as well.
And so I think the most important thing is to realize that email marketing is absolutely something that you need to have in your online business, because you don't own TikTok. And we have seen so many TikTok accounts go down recently just from all of their rules and regulations. Yes. You know, Instagram in itself can be a fickle thing. Sometimes it's amazing and blows you up. Sometimes nobody sees your stuff. So you don't own that space. Where an email list, somebody, it's a currency. Like, please think about an email as a currency, because somebody at the end is literally thinking, is this worthy of taking up space in my email box? And so if somebody gives you their email address, it is currency. And you have that then to be able to speak directly to them. So please, if nothing else, take this away, that starting your email list now, if you have not being anything on social media and you're just starting, start it now. If you've started and you've got a lot of people and you're like, shit, maybe I should do more. Yes, stick around.
Yep. You might get one of those viral videos at the start of your journey and you're not collecting all these leads and you're like, oh, because that happened to me last year. So,
and that's such a good point too, is one of our favorite content creators, certainly a mentor of mine, James Wedmore, says as part of his, somebody else says this line, but I can only remember it from him, is begin with the end in mind. So, you know, when you're starting your account, this is part of what we do in the Hive with the community there, is allow them to think, okay, this is the end goal. So that's why you need to start your email marketing now. So like Mia says, if you have one that goes viral and people love you up, then they can go straight to your stand store or wherever it might be, get your lead magnet, get into your email system, where if you do a viral video and there's nothing, people aren't going to come back and be like, that was a really good viral video. I'm going to find that again. Just doesn't happen.
Yep.
So we've done a little diagram here just to help explain it, because I personally am incredibly visual. So I hope this helps. You want to think about, so how do you get people on your email list is what we really want to make clear, so that then when we talk through the rest of the content towards the end of this is going to be clearer for you. So things like TikTok and Instagram and Pinterest are all top of funnel. So that's where somebody might discover you. And once they discover you, you're going to send them to a link. And usually, like for me and Mia and many others, the link in bio is a stand store. So we've got in our stand store our lead magnet, for example. So top of funnel, you send them to your link, they go to your page, they click on the link, which is a stand store. Within the stand store sits my personal, but we have the same with the Digital Hive Hub, and Mia has her own as well, is the lead magnet itself. And then that lead magnet, if someone's like, wow, that sounds amazing, this is free. Now, I'm a huge believer in the free lead magnet to get people onto your email list, because the value you can add in that is so much more beneficial, and you will get more people on your email list that then you can nurture. So they give you their email address in there because they've downloaded your lead magnet. They give you your email address and they go onto your email list. From there, that list, you then have the power to start to email them. And what happens is you put them into a nurture sequence where they get to know you and understand who you are. Then you kind of send them further along that nurture list where they get to like you. They like your content coming in weekly. Send them some more stuff that they like. And within these lead magnets and emails, you can be sending them affiliate links. You can be sending them different things that you think they would find helpful within your content. because then you get to a point where they trust you, and you can either sell them something, offer them a course, offer them whatever that is, but you've got to this stage where they trust you now. So that's how you actually get people onto your email list and then nurture them, a really simplified way. So I hope that does make sense.
Yep. And that's the whole sort of funnel shape. So you've got top of funnel, people coming in onto your email list, working their way through, and only a few might buy. So that's why it's important to collect a lot of emails. It might take 100 emails to get one sale, but without that email list, you might have got no sales at all. So that sort of comes in with the affiliate marketing and why it's so important to have an email list. So basically, affiliate marketing, you got a company or brand and they have affiliates. 80 or 90% of brands have affiliate programs, so they're always out there to find. Jump online, go to an affiliate network or straight to the company's website and you apply to be an affiliate. They then give you a unique link, which is tied to you. You go and create that content. So whether it be your TikToks or your emails or blogs or what have you. And with that content, you're actually driving your traffic to that link. So basically, more times than not, they're going to buy something from you through your email list rather than just a random link on your link page or what have you. But if they click on that link and they buy it, then you get the commission. So that's why it's really important to nurture that whole process, because a link is just a link to a lot of people. A lot of people can be a bit iffy on just clicking on any random links, but if they know, like, and trust you and you're driving that traffic through and they're on your email list and you can nurture them, then you're more likely to get that commission. So choosing the right affiliate program, this is really important because firstly, if you don't know who your target audience is and you don't know what solutions you're providing them and you're a bit all over the place, that it can be hard and you might just apply to all these different affiliate programs just to make a quick buck. But you really need to go back and try and find an affiliate program that aligns with you. If it doesn't align with you and your target audience, no one's going to buy from you. It really has to be in alignment, and you have to partner with brands and products that you know, like, and trust. Otherwise, that will come through in your content. And it has to tie in with your brand. If it's something super random and you're trying to sell it to a target audience that just doesn't really even want to know anything about that, it's kind of a waste of time. So, what else was I going to say? And like I said before, if it's just a random cheap product, $10 Amazon product, are you really going to put in all this time and effort building that up to just something that's low commission, not really tied into your specific audience, and is a bit random? So you have to really think about the affiliate programs that you choose, and don't be in it just for those quick wins, because it's going to come through in your content and it's just going to be pretty much a big fat waste of your time.
And so, like, would you recommend that people, if they've done a program or they use a service or a business or a tool, that instead of like always just type into Google, find affiliate programs, like, would you suggest that people go to the things they know, like, and trust, and actually Google if that particular program has an affiliate link?
Yeah, and generally that's a good idea, because if you're already using programs and softwares and tools that you know and love, then yeah, you can go directly to that company and see if they've got an affiliate program, because firstly, you know all about it. You can talk about it till the cows come home. You know it's a great solution to your problems. So, and if it ties in with your target audience, then they're going to hopefully find that as well. So, and even it can be important to create relationships with that affiliate program, with that company. If you jump online and you can't see that they've got an affiliate program, go and email them, have a chat to them. Say, I really love your product. I'm creating content about this all the time. Would you consider an affiliate program? And I've had brands say, yeah, sure, let's talk further. So if it really aligns with you and it's something that you can talk about and that you can back up and that, aligns with your target audience, then yeah, just make sure you choose the right affiliate program.
Which I think is really great, because I was just thinking then, like, I never realized Canva had an affiliate program. And the amount of people, like I've been using Canva since it basically begun, the amount of people I have told about it, recommended to it, I've had them buy the pro account because I'm like, it's amazing. And then literally in like the last 12 months, I found out I had an affiliate program. I was like, oh
yeah.
But, I would still promote it if I didn't know I had an affiliate program. So if you kind of think about it that way, again, it makes content creation easier.
Yeah, you don't want to be a sellout just promoting things for the sake of it. But if you use it and have loved it for years and years, then yeah.
And that kind of brings us into creating a digital product that could build your email list. And creating a good lead magnet is absolutely fundamental to your progress and absolutely fundamental to building a good email list. And like we said, if the messaging is right, then you will be able to generate a really good email list of warm leads. And so, like we said, don't feel like you can't give your stuff away for free, because yes, there's a point of when people pay, they pay attention. That's a quote that's heard around a lot. But at the same stage, you're still at that start where you're trying to build a community, you're trying to build an email list to then be able to speak to further. And so this particular, your first 100 leads, James Wedmore's free course, we'll put it in links below the webinar, or however we choose to do it, or you can email us if we potentially forget. We'll put the link into that and you can sign up. It's free, but it's 14 different lessons that talks you around the power of good messaging. And every time I've done a lead magnet, I've gone back to this resource and added to it and used it. So this is a really good guide of what needs to go on a really good lead magnet. And the reason that we are saying that is because when you create a good lead magnet, then you have the ability to put links in there, to put extra purchases in there, even though it's a free lead magnet that is in your Stand store. And then you create your lead magnet, and it needs to be something that people desire. It's what they want. And we're really passionate about this, is you need to give people what they want, and then you provide them what they need.
Yes. Yep. And it's funny, I fell on a blog the other day and I couldn't believe the amount of value this girl was giving away in her free lead magnets, like multiple free documents, resources, templates. Like I was just blown away. And now I'm on her email list, and yeah, I'll probably be quite interested in what she's got to say.
And I think that's the power, because in something like this, say you create a free lead magnet and it solves your ideal customer's problem. We go back to that ideal customer. What problem can we solve? That solves it in there. But inside this lead magnet, potentially you have a link that goes out to your potential paid next step that might be in there. It makes sense to be in there. So don't just splash it in there. Or it might be a link to an affiliate program that you absolutely love. So therefore they go from something that's free, but instantly, because they've got that download, they can go straight to something that's paid. It could be a podcast or something. You're giving value by the links that you potentially put in these lead magnets. And then once they're on your email list, even if there's nothing in here that they can buy, once they're on your email list, then you have the potential to start sending them things that are paid and making that conversion and adding value and value stacking inside all of your resources is such an important part of the process, and how you can take free content and turn it into paid content.
Yep.
And these are just some ideas around digital products that you could start to sell straight away, which is things around ebooks, online courses, Canva templates, audio tracks if you do podcasts, or if you had like a meditation or something like that, webinars or workshops, printables. I mean, you can read the list, but all of these things are stuff that you can start now. You just need to know that ideal customer, create valuable content and great messaging, and then it becomes much easier to sell these digital products and show up in people's email lists.
Yep, for sure. So back to what I was talking about before, you've got your target audience, you've got everything sorted out, you've got a lead magnet, and, you've done some email sequences and sort of flowing in the background. But just remember that all these skills that you've learned along the way, you can actually monetize as well. So it's really difficult when you're trying to build and grow an audience and build a business if you're working a full-time job and trying to do that on the side, it gets really busy, and you're a mom and you're busy and all that sort of stuff. But why don't you turn your skills into something that you can also monetize while you're growing your business? So I've done that. I've done coaching. I've had my own little UGC membership on the side. You know, monetizing my skills to teach others while I built my own business. So just keep in mind that, you know, all this stuff that you're learning doesn't just go to waste, and, you know, you can actually make money as you're growing. So you can be doing social media management or copywriting or the UGC, which is what I've been doing. You can create funnels for other people, or just selling your skills as a service to help fund your business and sort of keep you afloat, because it can get really stressful if you're making no money at all and you feel like giving up. But if you can outsource your skills and use them in other ways while you're trying to grow, it takes so much pressure off. So my UGC was bringing in really good money so that I could buy that expensive course, so that I could pay for all of the subscriptions and everything that was helping me build the one business that I really wanted to build. So we'll be diving into more of these inside the Hive and how you do them and how you can implement them. But it's another great way to make money while you're trying to build your empire.
And I think that's, you know, to the point, and I think Mia and I have done the same thing, is I've only invested in courses and memberships when something that I've been able to passively sell is kind of paying for that. Because me personally, I'm like, okay, well, I've done the hard work. It's a reward for me to then be around a community or in a course that I'm still learning. But it's kind of that payoff of, you know, I can stay and do, you know, you might be in a 9 to 5, or you might be part-time. You think, right, if I stay part-time, I can start building this. And when I earn money from my online space, that can pay for more learnings, more education, so that then you can get to a point where you can drop those days a week. Or, you know, so I suppose one of our biggest messages is it's not always the quick win. So when you're looking online, you're seeing people kick these massive goals and you feel like giving up after 4 weeks. I've been doing this for 10 years. Like, Mia's been doing this for over a year and more. I believe that her brain's been in this for far longer than that. But, and, you know, and I hope that there's another 10, 20 years in it, but it's the longevity that we really want to show you the capability and how to actually get there.
Yeah, diversifying your income.
So we haven't gone too far over, but I think we'll wrap it up now because we've done not too bad for 60 minutes, might be a little bit over. But basically, like, we are so grateful for you spending your time to watch this and soak this in. And we hope that no matter what, if you choose to come into the Hive, we will welcome you with open arms. If you say, look, this isn't for me, but thank you and I appreciate it, and you take this content and you go and surge on, well then, you know, for us, we're also incredibly grateful for that, because we're passionate about this. And so for us, this helping people build an online business is so exciting, and it can get really hard and it can feel really overwhelming. And so we hope that this, if nothing else, has helped you in some part of your journey today. And so if you are still feeling a bit stuck and a bit overwhelmed and confused, then certainly the Digital Hive Hub is where we're going to talk about in a minute, where we know we can help you further. But we also know that if you've stuck around for this long, I have a funny feeling that you're like, nah, this is for me. I need to, like, I want to do online business. And I know I've stuck around so many webinars and I'm like, I just need to do the thing. I need to do the thing. So you're obviously passionate, which we celebrate no matter what. So thank you for sticking around this far. And I suppose, you know, from our point of view, nothing that we've shared today, we haven't been through. You know, we both have, outside of what we're doing together now, the Digital Hive Hub, we both have successful businesses. We both have experiences that have earned us, like Mia, 6 figures in her affiliate marketing journey in the year. So it's not bullshit. It's nothing that we're blowing smoke. Like, we've done the hard work. And so now we're like, okay, how awesome would it be if we can help you through the hard work? Yeah.
We've got a solution to your problem.
Yeah. So basically, the Digital Hive Hub, like, we would love to welcome you to such a supportive community that can unlock your online potential, master new skills, conquer challenges, gain clarity and confidence and financial success, so that you can step into the role of an online business owner. And again, like, you know, if we didn't make it clear enough, this isn't just for you if you're on an affiliate marketing journey. this is for you if you want to create a business online that you can support for the longevity. And whether that be a membership, a subscription model, coaching, masterminds, retreats.
Like anything.
We've got the ability to support you in these areas. And if there's certain areas that we're like, you know what, this is out of our depth, then we are bringing in people into the Digital Hive that can help you, that are experts in this field, because we don't know everything. We just learn our bit, and we're going to be the guides to take you there. So you know, within the Digital Hive, we're asking the community, what do you need? And then we go and solve that problem.
Yep.
And so inside the Digital Hive Hub already, these are just some of the comments we got. And I think these were like in less than 2 weeks, we started getting these comments, which blew us away.
It's been so great, isn't it? Like the community is always, it's only been open, you know, for a few weeks at this point, but it's what was needed in the space. And, you know, people were sort of screaming for this sort of thing, and we've made it happen. And the comments have just been so good.
I think, you know, when we started this, what we did was open it as a founding membership, which is, again, something we can teach you because we've been through it. But it's a founding membership, which means it was a lower price for those initial founding members, because we really said to them, guys, we are here to build something. We need your support. We want your communications. Tell us what you need. And so that happened. And then all of a sudden we were like, no, we've got this. We know what we're doing now. The community were really thankful for what we had created. And so, you know, it's time to open the doors and keep them open for a community like yourself to come in and learn and be surrounded by such an incredible community. So we talk, there is monthly masterclasses. So we talk TikTok, Pinterest, mindset stuff, self-development, human design, bookkeeping. There's lives, there's office hours. There's just so much in there that we don't want it to be overwhelming. We want you to come to a space that there's less noise and less shiny objects and more direction of like, okay, I want to do this, which I think this slide here kind of, do you want to talk through that one, Mia?
Yeah, so I wanted to make it a space where you could come in at any point of your journey and get the information that you need, but also choose your own adventure. So you might come into this and not really want to go down that whole affiliate marketing course type adventure. So then you might want to dive into the brand hive, or you might want to learn how to build your funnel, or you might have already done an affiliate marketing course and you've built your funnel already. So you don't really need to go into the funnel hive. You know, we've just made it so that you could choose whichever path resonated with you, and do it all in a community where there is help from everyone. Everyone's backing each other. There's room to collaborate with other creators and other business owners. So it's really what you want to take out of the hive. You don't have to be a complete newbie, or you don't have to be, you know, in the affiliate marketing space solely. It can be, useful for almost anyone that, is stuck in that online business building world.
And we've put it inside an app called Circle, and inside there it does actually show you the phases that we suggest. You kind of start at your brand hive and move through to, I think, social buzz and then content buzz. So we do give you what we suggest are the right phases to step through, because some people might come in and be like, I don't even know where to start. And we do not want overwhelm. We want you to come in and feel like you can jump into the start and kind of work through, or you can jump in and, like Mia said, choose your own adventure. Where are you stuck right now? You know, you're really stuck around the content stuff. Like, you know, it's good, but are you sure? So you jump into the content buzz and consume that, and then go, okay, that was great. Now I actually really do want to know how to do affiliate marketing. So you can jump into that section. So we're there to guide you, but at the same time, you have the ability to go where you need to go when you need to go there.
Yep.
And like we said at the start, it is a monthly investment of only $99 Australian. We were very, very clear, I think, that we want it to be Aussie dollars. We don't care where you come from, but it's Aussie dollars because we're Aussie girls. And I think Mia has been the mastermind behind really nailing the affiliate program and how it's all set up and works. And we decided that we wanted that because you can earn while you learn. And I think any of us that, you know, like we said, if you can earn some money while investing in yourself, I mean, how cool is that? And so
win-win, yeah. And it's been such an integral part of my growth and my journey too, is having that monthly recurring money coming in. It was almost like a safeguard for me to sort of just relax and build my business as I went. So I just really wanted to make that opportunity, give that opportunity to other people so that they could just make some referrals if they wanted to align with the Hive and refer them to their, audience, just so they could breathe and then have this ongoing training. They could have access to it whenever they needed.
And I think that's the thing is, sorry, there's nothing like this out there in terms of, a membership that is giving you this much online goodness to set up your business online, but in the space of giving you that recurring commission, giving you a community, and actually giving you the skills and tools inside that community to be able to go and do what you need to do. And I think what we really love about it is the fact that if you do choose to grab your affiliate link and share it with your community, it means that you're earning while you're learning, but at the same time, you might jump into there and do some stuff around the content and really kind of get into that bit and understand what that's all about. And then you might go away for a while and work on your business and then do whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, hang on a minute, I've got this question. And you come back in and you drop back in and you have communication. So it's a community. And I think, I don't know about Mia, but the amount of memberships that I have stayed with because of the community, it's just the best. It's the best when you're speaking to people that get it.
Yes, they're all in the same frame of mind. And it can be lonely if you're, already perhaps a stay-at-home mum, you're trying to build a business, and just having that opportunity to talk to other people who are in the same mindset, in the same position, same journey, makes all the difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing that I often think, and we both had a discussion about, is what we're really proud of is the fact that you've got this ability to have a space that isn't out there, that we are so excited to bring to you, that, you could go and do a course that costs X amount of dollars and it's really great, but you're kind of on your own and you're learning and you jump into it and you do that first 80% and then you kind of drop off because it just gets lonely and hard. Or you could hire a one-on-one coach that can be anywhere from $150 to $500 an hour, which is fantastic for clarity, but then that's it. Or, there's blueprints out there and things that are upwards of 2,500 American dollars. And you get that, but then there might not be the same community on the same path as you. And so I think we just saw this huge gap that we're like, let's see if we can fill it. And we have. And, that for us, it's exciting. It's so much more than what I thought it was going to be. It's beautiful. It's really, really freaking cool. And it, every time we send each other little Slack messages, like, did you see that question? Or you see that comment? Or we answer it, and we're in there constantly, and our community are answering each other's questions. And I don't know, I'm a sucker for community. It's just this really wholesome buzz, if you don't mind the pun.
It's a huge, huge difference. And I'm in another community for my UGC as well. And it has just been the best thing on our journey. So to bring a community into this space.
So day one in the Digital Hive Hub with Mia.
Sorry.
Go for it.
I thought that was going to stay paused.
Buddy Canva. But yeah, it's just been such an honor to bring a community into this space as well.
And so this is just a testimonial from Tracy, one of our beautiful members, that so kindly did this without us even asking her. And then we're like, could we use it? She was like, absolutely. So
yeah, and Kristen, there's no fancy hook here. This is a genuine vlog of my experience in this amazing new community. And I believe there's literally nothing like it. If you're like me and you've got into affiliate marketing and online digital marketing, and you have a digital brand and digital products, and you're just trying to figure out, how to really make it work, then getting a mentor, or in this case, 2 mentors on top of your brand and giving you some real direction, was literally the reason why I signed up. I really don't think that there's another community quite like this. It's not a course. I don't need any more courses. I'm done with the courses. The courses are great, but I need community and I need direction. I also need a community that really aligns with my values. And those values are collaboration over competition, kindness, compassion, and real cheerleading behind each other and one another that makes bank on this. This community is about helping and growing together. And I am already getting a sense of that just from the comments that people are putting into the community. So knowing how successful Mia and Kristen are in their respective fields, if you follow Mia, a lot of people do for affiliate marketing. She completely smashed it out of the park and made 6 figures in 12 months with affiliate marketing. Then I found Kristen and I was just like, this woman knows shit. She's highly intelligent. She's done this for over 10 years. And I have a brand and I just want someone to really give me some honest feedback on my brand. I gravitated towards Kristen because I felt that she had a very direct method of giving feedback and getting you on board with what you need to do, but also just that positivity, the energy and the compassion behind her style. You can ask our questions specific to our situations and they will answer them in the community. And one of the really cool things about the community, I just want to go back to that, is when you're doing a course, it's like one person telling you to do this and that's their way. When it's a community, it's a like-minded group of people really sharing all the different ways that you could, make a successful online business.
It's doing me goosebumps. I just can't believe it's just such a cool community. So I suppose
day one in the digital.
Sorry, Tracy, but thanks. I'll go here. So in terms of signing up, if you choose to come on this amazing journey with us, where and how do we need to do that? We will go.
I was going to say, yeah, if you've watched the end of this masterclass and you want to join us and you're, pumped and you're ready to get in there, we'll provide a link straight to the sign up page under this webinar, and you can go in there, have a look around, jump in the lives, just start wherever you want to start and ask any questions that you have. You can even direct message us in there if you've got a bit of a question that you don't want everyone else to know about. But all are welcome. You can sign up to be an affiliate if you want. You don't have to. That's an option. But yeah, we're so excited for this, and yeah, we can't wait to see more members in the Hive.
I think if you've come this far, you may have either got it from kind of our links, or you've gone through somebody else that's a Hive member that therefore they get a commission. So part of that is kind of cool too, when you are giving back to somebody that you follow that said this is a community I'm happy with. So part of me, I like that when I first found out about a few programs that Mia was supporting, I was like, well, obviously I'll go through and I'll make sure I click through hers so that she can get that. I think that's part and parcel of when you go for that collaboration over competition, which, like Tracy said, is absolutely one of our number one things in the Hive. So yeah.
Definitely. All right.
I hope that you found that helpful and that you've learned something today. And if you have, that's amazing.
Yes. Hopefully we provided value.
So yeah, if you've got any questions, we'll leave all the details in this email where you found this. Please contact us with those questions. And if you are here for the Hive, we will absolutely see you in there. And we know that you're committed and we can't wait to take you on that journey.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
See ya.
Bye.
Stop. Too bad. About an hour and 15.
And a dry mouth.
Too bad. Hey, I'll stop this and we'll jump on this one, because if not, it'll take forever to save. So I'll stop this and then we'll jump on here.
Alrighty.
It's bad. So good.
Oh, is it still recording? Or is this